The ashes of World War II gave rise to a new conflict, a Cold War. The United States and the Soviet Union emerged as superpowers. They had very different visions for the future. The US championed capitalism and democracy. The Soviet Union promoted communism and a centrally controlled economy. These contrasting ideologies created a deep rift. The world was divided into two armed camps. Mistrust ran deep between the two superpowers. Each side viewed the other as a threat to its existence. The fear of a devastating war gripped the world. This was a time of espionage, propaganda, and constant tension. The threat of nuclear annihilation loomed large, shaping international relations for decades. At the heart of the Cold War was a clash of ideologies. Capitalism, championed by the United States, emphasized individual freedom and free markets. It promised prosperity through competition and private enterprise. Communism, on the other hand, promoted a classless society. It advocated for state control of resources and the means of production. The Soviet Union established communist regimes in Eastern Europe. This expansion alarmed the West, further intensifying the Cold War rivalry. The Berlin Wall became a powerful symbol of this ideological divide. Its fall in 1989 marked a pivotal moment in the Cold War. Developing countries often found themselves caught in the crossfire. Many became pawns in the Cold War chess game. The Cold War arms race was a terrifying spectacle. Both superpowers amassed vast arsenals of nuclear weapons. The fear of mutually assured destruction hung over the world. The space race was another dramatic manifestation of the Cold War rivalry. In 1957, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik, the first artificial satellite. This achievement shocked the United States and galvanized efforts to catch up. In 1969, the United States achieved a stunning victory with the Apollo 11 mission. Neil Armstrong became the first human to walk on the moon. The nuclear arms race and the space race led to incredible technological advancements, but also created a climate of fear and uncertainty. The Cold War's reach extended far beyond Europe. It fueled proxy wars and conflicts in various parts of the world. Korea, Vietnam, Afghanistan, and many other countries became battlegrounds for this ideological struggle. The superpowers supported different sides in these conflicts, often with devastating consequences. In Korea, a brutal war raged from 1950 to 1953. It pitted the Communist North, backed by the Soviet Union and China, against the South, supported by the United States and its allies. The war resulted in millions of casualties and a divided peninsula that persists to this day. Vietnam was another tragic theater of the Cold War. The United States intervened militarily in the 1960s to prevent the Communist North from taking over the South. The war had a devastating impact on Vietnam, leaving a legacy of physical and emotional scars. Many newly independent nations emerged from colonialism only to find themselves caught in the crossfire of this ideological struggle. The Cold War may have ended with the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, but its legacy continues to shape the world today. The ideological divide between East and West may have narrowed, but it has not disappeared entirely. We still see echoes of the Cold War in the tensions between the United States and Russia, as well as in the rise of China as a global power. The threat of nuclear war may have receded, but it has not vanished. The world still lives under the shadow of thousands of nuclear weapons. The proliferation of nuclear technology remains a serious concern. The Cold War also left a legacy of mistrust and suspicion that continues to hamper international cooperation. Despite its many negative consequences, the Cold War also had some positive outcomes. It led to the creation of international institutions, such as the United Nations, which provide a forum for dialogue and cooperation between nations. The Cold War also spurred incredible technological advancements in fields such as space exploration, computing, and medicine.